Once upon a time, in a grand kingdom, there lived a wise and loyal servant named Ramu. He was a person of integrity and intelligence and served a kind but somewhat forgetful king, who loved apples even more than he loved gold. The king's apple orchard was famous throughout the realm, filled with the juiciest apples that were the envy of all who tasted them. One day, it came to the king's attention that someone had been stealing his precious apples. Disturbed by this breach, he summoned Ramu to the court and entrusted him with the mission of unearthing the thief. Ramu was determined to solve the mystery, knowing how much the king cherished his orchard. Pondering the problem deeply, Ramu realized that the thief must be climbing over the tall fence that surrounded the orchard. In a flash of inspiration, he devised a plan to catch the culprit. Under the shroud of night, he painted the fence with a special, sticky ink. This ink was invisible under normal light, but it had the property of sticking resolutely to anything that touched it, disclosing a damning mark that was almost impossible to remove. By morning, Ramu had prepared to unveil the thief. He gathered all the palace workers in the courtyard, intending to reveal the ink's secret. With all the workers assembled, Ramu announced that whoever had stolen the apples would bear ink stains upon their hands, an unmistakable sign of their wrongdoing. Quiet murmurs spread through the crowd until, at last, a boy hesitated. He glanced nervously around, attempting to hide his hands, which were stained in a deep and undeniable purple. Little could be done now to conceal his guilt, and with a heavy heart, the boy stepped forward and confessed to his wrongdoing. The young servant lowered his head in shame, admitting that he had stolen the apples to sell them, driven by hunger and desperation. The king, observing the scene with a thoughtful expression, was amazed by Ramu's clever method but was also moved by the boy's plight. Demonstrating a magnanimity that matched his kindness, the king decided to forgive the young thief. Instead of punishment, he offered the boy a position, honest work right there in the royal kitchen, giving him a chance for a fresh start. Impressed by Ramu's sagacity and fairness, the king decided that such wisdom should not go unrewarded. Thus, he appointed Ramu as the royal advisor, a role in which his talents could shine even brighter. Ramu's wisdom was deemed the greatest treasure in the kingdom, ensuring peace and prosperity were maintained thereafter. As the sun rose behind the majestic castle, casting its warm glow upon the turrets, birds chirped joyfully in a tranquil palace. Ramu's story became legendary in the kingdom, a tale of how clever thinking and kindness can solve even the trickiest of problems gracefully, leaving everyone enriched for the experience.